Now, we talked about motherhood, but now let's transition to another title that you have.
Okay.
You are a lady. What's the difference between a lady and a woman?
The difference between a lady and a woman. So anybody can be a lady. A woman, you have to have respect. You have to know how to carry yourself. And just know, well, I was going to say know how to be a woman, but no, not everybody knows how to be a woman. So,
Speak the truth.
it's true. I mean, you look at people and don't get me wrong. When I go out with my girlfriends, we have fun, you know, we do things, but there's a level of, you know, there's certain things that, like you said, a lady and a woman, just certain things that you don't do.
Like what?
Like, just, you should always respect yourself. As a woman, you should always respect yourself. Like I said, you can go out, you can have fun, you can joke around, but at the end of the day, you know, it's how people look at you. So let's say me and you go out somewhere and we're joking around or we're having fun, and somebody else sees that and they come up to you and they feel like they can do the same thing, you know, then it's like, hold on, I'm bugging out with this person. That doesn't mean I bug out with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some things that we don't do. So you just have to make yourself be respected at all times.
Facts. And see, that's the thing that makes being a woman in the industry so critical at this time, is because a lot of women are finding their voice on screen and off screen, in the public sector, the social sector, even in the intimate sector of life, where those voices were very stifled and not listened to. So even with that, a lot of women want to transition into industry and they lose the ladyhood or queenhood that they should have, that a lot of people have either taken or allowed for people to take away from them. And that's why I ask you, because when you're a mom, you're on a whole nother level of life. Like, I don't know how old you are. To me, you look like you're about like maybe 27 to 31. I'm just going to say it. And if I look at you from now, and then me and you compare yourself to when you were 17, 18, you are a completely different person. Experience, motherhood, and also perspective has changed. Why do you think people will shortchange themselves to be seen on a camera, a phone, a picture, or on a show, not really detailing or showing their natural talents as a lady, or rather just being a woman on screen? That was a phone call. I guess one of your fans is calling in because...
That's not my phone.
No, I said from our phone.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I guess it depends on, when you say why do some people, I can't speak for everybody.
Of course not.
But I can of course see some people have, how can I say, to get where you want to be, some people feel like they got to do certain things. Like I've heard actors, like male actors, have had to do some things that, you know, they don't want to do.
Shout out to Will Smith.
But they do, and kudos to them, because
I guess
I'm saying, because you know, not that they're getting to, like, I think, what do they talk about? Tyler Perry. I love Tyler Perry movies. Some people don't like Tyler Perry movies, but look, they say he puts on a dress, he does things, he acts crazy, but I mean, if that's what gets your audience. But that's not everybody. Like, I would never put myself in a predicament where I have to, how can I say, make myself look
dumb. Let's just put it like that way. Unseemly.
Right.
Unrespectful.
Right.
Okay.
And it's funny that you asked that, because when you asked before, like when Sean told me about, you know, me being a queen pin, you know, to share with you, I've never been involved in that kind of thing, but I was very close to it, where it affected me very negatively. So it was so weird to be able to, now I'm playing this role of something that affected my life and made like a big impact in my life. And I'm like, okay. And then I think about everything that happened to me because of, this whole, the whole queen pen and the whole drugs and all that. That's, people don't realize that it affects so many other things. It's not just the people that are doing it, but yet it affects everybody around you.
So there's your talent. Because spiritually speaking, God never made us to be isolated selves. That in a society, to be social means to share. So your talent can share inspiration. It can share a message. It can share hope, as well as despair if not done right. So even in the quality of this interview, seeing you on camera has given so many people so many messages. And I ask you about being a lady because I wonder if you knew that you were that powerful whenever you sat down and spoke on the screen. Did you?
No, I didn't think so.
It blows your mind, doesn't it? Because when I did research for this project that we're doing now, this interview, I asked male and females what they thought about you and your character.
Really?
And I've heard many words, from sexy to strong to dominant to pretty feet. I heard a lot of stuff.
You can see my feet in the film. Okay.
And one of the scenes, yes.
Okay.
So one person, I asked a young lady, I'm going to detail it to you. I asked one young lady what she thought about you, and she said she respected your character because you're strong. That the demeanor that you have in the chair when you're sitting and you're talking is very authoritative, and she's not used to women having authority. She's used to women playing the side part. So that inspired her to see that you are a boss more than a person on screen. So you inspired her that way. I asked someone also a little older what they thought about your character, and they said they wanted to see more because you're so promising that they want to know what can this woman really do. And see, that's what society always places on our women, is that you're good to a point, but then you're also held back. What do you think you do so well on the camera that it makes those type of opinions come about? Oh, and yes, they say, yeah, pretty feet.
They said pretty feet? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Short little feet. Tiny little feet. What do I do on the camera? So I just try to do it natural. Just try to talk, just like a normal conversation. And of course, I guess with my role as as the queen, you gotta be, like she said, a boss. And, you gotta just, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what I say,
Exactly. And see, that's what makes the character so important. Because in the typical drug story, a person who doesn't really look at the story and just takes the story in, they'll be like, okay, who's selling drugs, who get killed, who gets it in the end. But when you're a person who plays chess instead of checkers, you actually see how every person is set up to play a part. And one of the people who think like me were very into your character because they said most bosses are not seen and don't get their hands dirty. And the part that you had where you, Sean, and the two ladies are on the couch, that was the pivotal scene for a lot of people who were really looking. Because they're like, okay, when you open up the door and you invite others, that's when you get to see what part a character or a person really plays. Because they're from two different worlds interacting with the one person. And they say your character never changed from when it's you and him by himself, or you and the two ladies, or them all together. That's called equality. And most people don't have equality even in their own selves because they'll act one way with some people and some way with another person.
Right.
Even though it's a role, why do you think it's important to always have that equal level whenever you do something to gain success?
I believe, no, I'm thinking about it because it's funny you say that because I'm thinking about it just in general for everything, right? When you say equality, equality is very important.
Yes, it is.
It's very important at the workplace, it's very important on screen, it's very important in life in general. And it's funny you say that, because when I told Sean, I said, I want to have my girlfriends in it. Just different, like, have a different view of it. And he was like, well, what were you thinking? And I told him the whole, what I thought. And he was like, okay, we could try that. And I told him, I said, it just brings, like, it just shows different, like, it's all one. You know what I'm saying? It's not just this, it's just blending in the different characters and having different things in it. I just thought that was, and equality. We're all equal. I don't care what anybody says, like, especially in my job, people are like, oh, because you're the boss. I said, no, that's not what it is. I was like, I'm no better than you. I was like, we're both human beings. I said, and I want to respect you the same way. I said, but like you said earlier, we have a common goal. We have to get something done. So we're going to work together. And I'm gonna, some people they're like, oh, you gotta be on me, you gotta supervise. Yeah, that's my job. It's not that I wanna do it, it's my job, I have to make sure, because I'm responsible for it at the end of the day.
Facts.
So.
And that's the thing that makes somebody perfect. Can you be perfect?
No, but I don't think any of us can be perfect.
Of course you can be perfect.
We can try to be perfect.
No, you can be perfect.
You think so?
I know so.
Okay. Want
proof?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. You a faith person? Christian, Catholic, anything?
I was raised as a Catholic. We were just talking about it today with my girlfriend. I was raised as a Catholic, but I, after everything that I went through with what I was talking about, I just had so much anger and things in me that I started going to a Christian church, and I felt like that. I can tell you, I believe in God. I love God. God before everything, and without him, I don't know where I would be, because it's like he's the person that made me be forgiving. Because without forgiveness, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Okay. That's a sign of perfection, and you didn't even know it. For in your faith, it says that Abraham was God's friend. Abraham had a baby mama, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that why people getting killed to this day?
Yes.
But he's God's friend. And to be God's friend, you got to be near perfect or perfect to get to him, right? Think about it. David is considered a perfect man in the Bible. What did David do? He did more than have a baby mama. He got people killed and took their wives and had children outside of marriage and everything.
So that's not perfect, though?
That is perfect. You know what perfection is?
What?
Perfect does not mean flawless. That's where people get it wrong.
Okay.
Perfect means to be evenly balanced.
Okay.
And that's what brings your character to life. You have a balance to how you carry yourself on camera, even the tone of your voice, and that levels you off as a person of interest, not a person on camera. You agree?